Good morning. I guess that was kind of loud. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well. Apparently, I can't talk and I got lights in my face. That's what I get for starting the show late and not as early as possible. But I wanted to write my goals for the day and my goals anyhow. I want to get that done before I went and did anything else today. Well, I got something, a calendar hack I want to share with you. Something I was listening to Ed Mylett show and a little bit of the Happy Engineer podcast, and I combined the two into a way of doing a calendar hack with your Jira, Azure, or whatever system using tickets to do your work. And one of the things Ed Mylett says is he's a multimillionaire, right? He fills his day up because he needs to do it with specific tasks in his calendar so he gets them done. And I translate that into what we kind of do as Scrum Masters in a team and something you can share as a calendar hack for your team. Because how many times you see people put in their calendar like a big block of time and it says, and it's like reserved for work. And I'm going to give you something that would make that even more beneficial to everyone, including yourself and your teammates as you go, and even helps out sprint planning. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to do a whiteboard, kind of show you what I'm talking about in a little bit. And this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way so you can get your work done without working crazy hours, get more value to the customer, have a little fun along the way. And with that, let's get into it. So, how many times, if I block off all this, like if you look at someone's calendar and they put big blocks as work, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, I'm doing work, and it's a blank slate. There's nothing in it. One, to be honest with you, to me, that kind of annoying. It's like you're just reserving time, and what does that mean? And I was listening to Ed Mylett show, and he purposefully figures out when he does his goals every day. And I'm kind of getting into that. And I want to take my goals and I'm going to put it in my calendar. I'm going to tell you why. So it gets done in that scheduled time. And then I also picked up on from yesterday's episode, we talked about where the Happy Engineer talks about scheduling time for your career. I'm going to show you how you do that also. He says, put that in your calendar. And the two of them gelled in my brain because I'm always thinking about Jira and the tickets and Azure and Rally and how we manage what work is. And from a Scrum Master perspective, I'm going to give you something. So instead of putting those big blocks in there, how about if I show this closer, we put like Jira ticket in the number and the title of the Jira ticket in block 1. I wrote Azure just to mess it around a little bit. Here's your ticket number 2, your ticket number 3, number 4, number 5. So when you build those blocks in your calendar, which is perfectly good, put what Jira or issue that you're going to work on during that time block. So go look at your backlog, your sprint backlog. And as you get there, and I'm going to work on this item, put that item in the calendar block. That'll help you keep you focused on that one particular item. It'll prevent you from doing multitasking. Share this with your team because I think it will help, especially when they're stuck with not feeling like they're getting anything done. Say, here's a technique. Grab the things that you think you're going to be working on today. Put them into those blocks in your calendar and reserve that hour or 2 that you're going to code or test or write scripts for, just for that ticket or that subtask or whatever you need to do. And you're going to concentrate. And if you get it done, you get a little time back. Use that time for whatever you want. You can put another ticket in, or you can do some other things. You can check emails. So if you get done early, you can do all the other tasks that may not add value, but you know you need to do anyhow. So on your calendar, put your ticket number and the title of the ticket in the calendar and the day title, right? In your calendar Outlook. Now, one other thing, and I'll get to where the team, this is a good team hack. On the end, I put my career for like an hour, right? And fun time, right? So put in your calendar. You really need to schedule that fun time on the calendar. If you don't schedule, it ain't going to happen, by the way. I'm going to tell you that right now. So many people just, and they don't get it. They just, even coaches don't get it sometimes. It kind of frustrates me. But put it in your calendar or it won't happen. And then put that little bit of career time in your calendar too. Pick that block that you want to work on your career, like they said in the Happy Engineer podcast the other day, and put that in your calendar too. So now you get it, right? So now you like, I feel like I'm not getting stuff done. Take that Jira or Azure or Rally task or whatever system you're using, write in your calendar as a block, put the title of the Jira number, because this will drive, when they have visibility, they'll see it and say, oh my God, they're actually putting the Jira number ticket in the calendar placeholder on the calendar. I'm telling you, you're going to blow people's minds with this idea, right? So you have that, right? Now I'm going to give you the sprint planning hack with this. A lot of teams on sprint planning go through and lay out who's going to do what work. And I know sometimes it's like you don't pick it until you're ready, and then you pick the work and then you do it. Yeah, if you're a really good cross-trained team and you have that, sometimes people say, I'll do this, and they have different particular areas they like to do, and you got to really focus on cross-training. Maybe we'll talk about that another day. But let's say they say, Greg has these 5 stories to work. Okay. Here's what you do to make sure you're not overcommitting. On a calendar, you have your team. You say, do me a favor. Before we go all claim we're going to do all this, and we can always change it later. As you're doing sprint planning for the day, and I'm a big sprint planning day kind of guy or person or whatever, make a calendar thing. Put in the calendar. So if you have your calendar for 2 weeks, like I showed you this calendar, right? I got that one. So let's say, you have 2 weeks, or let's say it's a 2-week calendar. So that's 10 days. Actually, you know what? It's actually 8 days. 8 days. So a 2-week sprint is technically 8 days. And why do I say it's technically 8 days? A 2-week sprint is technically 8 days. I say that because you have sprint planning and you have the closeout, right? So you really have 8 days in a sprint. Technically it's 8 days. So you have 8 days. So that's 4 and 4. So that so the first week you have maybe 8 blocks. And then the second week you have 8 blocks or so, right? So in those blocks, put your subtasks in, right? Block, if you got one for each day, you make them smaller, however you want to make them 1 hour blocks, whatever you want to do. Don't forget there's other meetings in your calendar already, right? So put a block, put everything that's in your sprint planning day while you're doing sprint planning to make sure you have enough time to address all the things you're signing up to do, right? And you got to break that work down on a couple of spots because it's going to take more than a day to get it done usually. Sometimes it's a day. Depends how you create your stories and everything like that. So, as I said, use it as sprint planning hack. So during sprint planning, offer it to your team to use this technique to document the work they're going to do during the sprint, right? So it's a great way to hack it to make sure you're not overcommitting in the sprint. So with this calendar hack, we got a couple of things. One for your you can do personal and team. Personal, love it for doing my goals and what I'm going to do. I love it for taking my Jira tickets, but as a Scrum Master, as a coach, I don't have as many Jira tickets, so mine are more goal-oriented. Put them in your calendar so you work on those particular activities during that period. As a Scrum Master, offer this to your team if they feel like they're not getting stuff done or you're not seeing stuff get done. Say, look, we need to decompose your tasks, your subtasks, your stories into time blocks throughout the sprint to see if you can get them done in that time, to know how much time you have to spend on that particular topic. And then in the sprint planning hack, use that to make sure you're not overcommitting for the sprint, that there's not too many stories that you're working on and there's subtasks and everything that you think it's going to take you to get done during the sprint. It'll help you really narrow in on what you want to commit to. And then if you get done early, go do all the emails and stuff that you get and all the other HR stuff and the training stuff and all the other stuff that comes down the pike. And don't forget, there'll be other meetings during the week that you have to attend to. So you're really not going to get 8. You're going to get less than 8. But when you do grab those times, put a Jira ticket or a Azure ticket or whatever system you're using, put the ticket number and the title in that calendar post. So you remind yourself that you are working on this particular story, task, whatever you want to call it, during that period of time or subtask. And then the last one, put some fun time in your calendar and put that career post in the calendar too. So if you're going to work on your career, put that in there so that you have that. And with that, I want to say, have a great day. Happy scrumming, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. I hope that helps anyone out. Let me know what you think if you try it. I've been trying it lately. It's kind of good. And actually, I reserve that time for that. It helps me push things out of the way, right? So I can be more effective with my time. With that, take care. Happy scrumming. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. See ya.